Hello and welcome in, everyone. It's Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chemlock League, and the Outlaws, 2 games left in the season, and are making a push for the playoffs as they have done in the last 2 years. We're going to try and do it for year three. If you all missed it, this is a make or break year. If we don't win the championship, we will be finding a new team to run going forward. But we're not done with the Outlaws just yet, and they're not done with us. So we are going to be sending out Rince Shaw to face off against newly signed Grayson Finley of the Pythons. Pythons fighting for their playoff lives. The Outlaws looking to try and close out the end of the year very strong, and a win against the Pythons will do that, as it will help us get to a point where we can push our division lead a little bit further, especially with that run differential of the Burners. We definitely don't want to end in a tie against them. So they do have the opportunity to win out. And if we won out, it would end up in a tie, or it would end up in a tie, and they would win as the run differential currently looks today. And it is possible that we find ourselves looking at the third seed in the wild card again if we end up in that situation, as the Pythons, the Reapers, the Maulers, and the Bone Chills all have a chance to make the playoffs, but they will not be able to get ahead of us if we don't lose the next 2 games. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, of course, we're going to get into this one. The offense played really well for the Outlaws at the beginning of the last game. We're hoping for a more holistic game across the entire 6 inning stretch. We're going to see if we can do that against Grayson Finley. Taking a look at the lineup here, I think everything is going to stay the same. Everyone got a hit last time. Justice Cologne is currently tense, but I think we're going to see if she can battle out of it, and play in this one. And again, we're going to put her in that 9 spot. So let's switch back to our standard home jerseys, as we'll be playing the second game of a doubleheader here against the Pythons. And Braden Sorelli will lead off in right. Cannon Avery will be at third base in the 2 spot. Rock Quintana batting third at second base. Tony Centercut in left field and batting fourth. Elias Hensley DHing in the 5 spot. Ramon Lee shortstop in 6 hole, followed by B. Buck catching. And then Dalton Bevshishin and Justice Cologne will round out the batting order. So let's head out to Tiger Den. So we played the last game last night, and this game is this morning. So it's going kind of that back-to-back doubleheader situation. And the Flans are flocking to their seats as the teams are heading out to home plate to greet each other. Very, very tense rivalry between these two, and the Outlaws have managed to get the best of the Pythons for most of these 3 years now. And we're hoping that that continues for one more game at least, as Rince Shaw will come out to the mound facing off against Whistle Thornton, who's locked in. And Whistle hits one right to Rock Quintana. Out number 1, 4-3 in the scorecard. Aiden Heaves comes in currently tense, batting 176. No home runs, no RBIs. And does have that tier 2 bad ball hitter trait, so we'll have to be careful. Instead, pops one up on the first pitch over to third in foul territory. Catching that easily for out number 2 is Cannon Avery. And now Eliana Chambers, who had a huge double in the 6th inning to score a few runs and keep the game alive, will come up to the plate here. Rince Shaw trying to keep this a quick 1-2-3 inning. And he will do just that as Justice Cologne scoops it and steps on first for out number 3. 1-2-3 it goes for Rince Shaw. Great start for him, and the Outlaws will come up looking to see if they can take advantage of a pitcher who has been sitting in the free agent pool for a while now. I don't know the statistics of Grayson Finley. He has not pitched this year at all. We'll see what he does. He does have tier 2 rally stopper, but of course that's with runners on base. 4-seam, curveball, fork, and a changeup. And Lorelei Von Crum with a really nice dive and is able to get Braden Sorelli. And Braden hurt himself there. We'll see what he does. He was trying to stretch that into an infield single, but couldn't make it in time, and he tweaked his groin on the way down the first baseline. And Lorelei Von Crum, 2 incredible plays back to back as she robs Cannon Avery of a bullet off the bat, and she's able to get up and high enough to catch that for out number 2. And now here comes Rock Quintana. Takes the first pitch strike, so Little Hack activates, locked in. And it's a fastball, phases through Grayson Finley. He's very lucky he didn't get hit by that one. And Rock Quintana with a 2-out single to get things going here in the bottom of the first. And now we'll see Tony Centercut, who is batting .415 with 5 RBIs. I'm sorry, 5 home runs and 11 RBIs. Looking for that one fastball. And it's outside. So they're checking on the runner at first through the pitch out. And fouls one back, so 2-1 count for Tony, and he pulls one foul. So now 2-2 with 2 outs, and he's froze on strike 3. So he's going to drop to neutral mojo, and don't know what happened there, but Grayson Finley is starting things off very strong for the Pythons. And the Outlaws have to go back out to the field, kind of wondering what just happened there. Braden Sorelli will get pulled for Liliana Fowler. Liliana will be in right field. She's got really solid speed, decent fielding, better than Braden in right field, but not a very strong arm. So that could be something that the Pythons could take advantage of. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Sign Stealer activates, and she chases one out of the zone. Ramon Lee, ranging up the middle, is able to get that out number 1. So nice play from Ramon. Nice pitching from Rince Shaw. Gustav Lambert now coming up, batting .188, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. I don't believe we saw him in the first game, but I might be mistaken. Tier 2 inside pitch. Also has Tier 2 distractor. I think that's Tier 2 distractor. Yep. So if he gets on base and there's a base open, he can wreak some havoc on the base pads. And he's going to do that as he pulls one down the line, diving his Cannon Avery, but not able to get to that one. And so it is a 1-out hit. And with Gustav on first base and Fist at Gallagher coming up, this is kind of a tough combination for Rince Shaw. His accuracy is being debuffed a little bit. Tiger Fist is currently tense. He did not come up big for his team in the last game, looking to try and overcome that for this one. And he'll do that as he sends one into a left field. It looked and sounded a lot scarier off the bat, but nice track from Tony Centercut as he ranges over and catches that easily for out number 2. And so runner retreats back to first. Marcel Hornblower will come up to the plate, batting .200. Really low contact, but managed to get on base a couple of times in the last game. Really strong strong power attributes from him. So that is something we always have to be careful of. And that ball sent into deep left or center field, and dying at the warning track, Dalton Babshishin ranges over and gets that for out number 3. So a base hit given up, but nothing else. And Rince Shaw goes back to the dugout, hoping his offense can give him a little bit of run support here, knowing that they're going up against a very weak pitcher attribute-wise. So Elias Hensley, maybe he can get things started. Gets the fastball, but misses it and just misses it, fouls it back. Doesn't miss that one. The fastball sent it to dead center field, and it's going to get up and into the stands. And Elias Hensley gets the fireworks going for the Outlaws, sending that .416, his 3rd home run of the year, 11th RBI. The solo shot gets the Outlaws on the board, and he says, "God will forgive you for that pitch, but I will not." And he waves to the crowd as he heads back to the dugout, knowing he did his job. Now let's see if Ramon Lee can do the same. Ramon found a pitch that he liked and sent it into the stands last game, a 3-run homer, helped push the Outlaws to their win, and now finds himself with a 2-2 count here, and takes that ball low and out of the zone. The fork did not catch. This time fighting to stay alive, so full count, and Ramon whiffs on the changeup, well ahead of it. Nice pitching from Grayson Finley. Nice recovery after the home run. The Buck batting .440 on the year so far. He does have 1 home run and 4 RBIs. So he's going to look for that fastball as well. And takes that one out of the zone. And fights a pitch off that goes foul. 1-2 count, and B will see ball 2 go by him there. And then swings through the changeup. So that changeout seems to be the put-out pitch for Grayson Finley. And now Dalton Batshishin will come in with 2 outs, betting $3.95. No home runs yet. He has found him. Oh my gosh! As I say that, he pulls it into left field and up and out of here. Dalton Batshishin, Dalton gang sends one out as I speak, and 366 for him. And he says, "I'll be your Huckleberry," as he gets his first home run of the year, 3rd RBI on the solo shot. So 2 home runs in this inning alone so far, both from the 2 guys standing at the top of the dugout there. And now here comes Justice Colon. Maybe she can break out of her tense mojo. She takes a looping curveball for a strike. Finley is now tense, so this is the time to pounce. Justice fights to stay alive on a 1-2 count here. And will swing late, but fouls it off again. And there's the curveball, and she's able to make contact, but ahead of it, and pulls it foul. Justice is having a really rough year, batting under 250 now, and she landed in the top 10 in year 2 and just has not been able to find herself here in her 3rd season. Season 1 was a bit rocky, but she ended up having some good numbers to end the year. Season 2 was phenomenal, and we started to finally see what we thought we would from Justice Colon, and here she goes striking out again. And she has just been nothing but struggling offensively. Fortunately, she does know how to turn it off. Rince Shaw gets a strikeout, his first of the day so far. And as I was speaking, Justice has done a really good job of kind of shutting down the thoughts when it comes to offense. When she's out on the field, she still plays up to her talent, and above that, we've seen her make great play after great play in the field. And Rince Shaw, all right, he is locked in right now. He is finding his groove, and that's 2 strikeouts to start this 3rd inning. And now Whistle Thornton will come back up here in the to start things off. Still locked in. Takes 2 strikes with 2 outs, and he'll pop one foul. Just missed the strikeout there. And we'll do it again, as in the same spot, same result. Another foul, so good, putting up a good fight here, Thornton. Thornton does not chase outside and fights another one foul. 1-2 count, and still staying alive. Good battle here from Thornton, and he loses the battle as he swings through that one. So Rince Shaw strikes out the side. Clean him off, as he was filthy there. And now we'll see Liliana Fowler, our new leadoff woman here for this game, as she replaced Braden Sorelli after he tweaked his groin heading down to first base. I don't know how severe that injury will be. We'll have to take a look after this game is over. But hopefully Liliana can at least hold her own. Good eye hit there. She takes a ball, pops one foul. 2-2 count here against Grayson. 40th pitch on the way. And she takes ball 3 inside, so full count. And she'll strike out, but it was a good at-bat there. She worked to get about 6 or 7 pitches before swinging through that last pitch. So Grayson Finley back to neutral after getting that strikeout to Justice Colon and then one to Liliana Fowler. And now Cannon Avery, who hit a bullet, but right at Von Crum last at-bat, he gets underneath this one and flies out to Henry Fernandez in right field. So that's out number 2. Rock Quintana finds himself in a very similar situation as last at-bat, as he was up with 2 outs to start the first inning. We'll see if he can at least get the same results in this one as he swings way through that one. 1-1 count. Takes a strike on the looping curveball, and now Little Hack activates, still locked in, and takes a ball outside. So 2-2 count, and we'll fight off the fastball. And there's that curveball, doesn't catch this time. So full count, 2 outs. And he gets the off-speed pitch, and he gets it off the end of the bat and muscles it into left field for another base hit. So Rock Quintana, I think he found himself in a groove now that he has that Little Hack trait, and we gave him a little bit of contact, I believe. Then now Tony Centercut looking to redeem himself after striking out last time. They check on the runner. Rock, not known for taking off very often. And ball outside to start this at-bat. Tony looking to try and find a pitch. And, of course, as I say that, oh, God, I'm so freaking irritated. Rock Quintana gets caught, picked off. Oh, Grayson Finley has given up 2 runs through 3 innings as our offense has been stymied through the first half of this game, and now the Pythons feel like they still have a chance to get in this one, but they're going to have to overcome the impressive pitching performance from Rince Shaw. Locked in, 40th pitch on the way. He struck out the side last inning. Here he is in the top of the 4th, up 0-2 in the count against Aiden Heaves. And he'll take a ball low in the zone and fight another one off. So he's staying alive. A lot of foul balls in this game. And there's another one. And not able to get to that one, and it's going to sneak its way into center field for a base hit to lead off the top of the 4th. So Aiden Heaves gets himself on base, and now it's Eliana Chambers' turn. We'll see what she is able to do. And way ahead of that one, pulls it foul. And that one's going to go right back up the middle for another base hit. So back-to-back hits here for the Pythons, and getting something going. And really, one hit can change things. And Lorelei Von Crum came in for an injured player in the first game, and she hit a home run, a solo shot last game. Well, this is a chance for her to do some damage. So Rince has to be careful. Gets ahead in the count 0-2, so he can work around her now. Pitches one out of the zone. She doesn't bite. This one stays up and in. She's able to make contact and stay alive. That one does not catch the top of the zone. So 2-2. And she hits one hard, but up and high. And it's going to hang up here in center field. Babshishin throwing to third is going to hold the runner at second. Nice throw there from Dalton Babshishin. And that's going to be out number 1. So one bullet dodged. Now on to the next one. Gustav Lambert is 1 for 1 with a single today. Rince still locked in, looking for an inside pitch. Is Gustav, and he gets it, and just past the diving Justice Cologne, and it's going to get into right field, so that'll load the bases for the best hitter on the team, Fisk Gallagher. But he is going through a really difficult stretch right now as he's tense, and he has been struggling quite a bit. He takes that first pitch strike. Rince, come on, we need you here, bud. And he's going to get the pop up here to left field. Calling it is Tony Centercut. And the runner might try and take off here as he has a weak arm. Is going to run. Nope, deked out the runner. And Cannon Avery was able to recover as the errant throw from Tony Centercut gets cut off. But 2 outs now with the bases loaded, and Marcel Hornblower comes up. Could make things really interesting with one swing of the bat, but does not have very good contact, so it's going to be difficult for him. And Rince is getting close to the end of his day, about 60 pitches here. And 2-2 count here with 2 outs. And that'll catch the top of the zone. They call strike 3. Bases loaded, and Rince Shaw is able to get out of that predicament as he stops the rally. Very impressive pitching from Rince Shaw through 4 innings. Has not allowed a run. Gave up 4 hits. And now Tony Centercut will come up with a reset at bat here as Rock Quintana got caught stealing with 2 outs. First pitch strike followed by a ball out of the zone. And there's an off-speed pitch that he pulls way foul. And will stay alive here, but just barely making contact. That one catches a corner somehow, and they call strike 3. So Grayson Finley gets Tony Centercut striking out twice. That was a bullshit call, as that ball was way too low to catch the corner of the zone. Instead, we got 1 out, and now here comes Elias Hensley, who already hit 1 home run in the game. See, that was the same pitch, and they called it a ball. That ball catches. 1-2 count, and Elias will take strike 3 in this zone. He saw a high pitch, but he did not swing at it. And that's back-to-back strikeouts for Grayson Finley, who has pitched way, way better than his attributes would suggest. And he has a chance. Oh, Ramon Lee takes advantage of a pitch right down the middle. And he shits on that one as he sends it into deep center field. That hits over the batter's eye and underneath the upper deck. Squeezes into that little gap. And that's a solo home run for Ramon Lee. And he says, fuck yeah, let's do this. As he passes it over to B. Buck. Let's see if we can get a little 2-out momentum going. Nadia Macias will come in to replace to replace Finley, who gave up 3 solo home runs, and that was it. He did not get any support for his offense, and we say a nice base hit there from Buck as he's standing on first base with the 2 outs. And Dalton Babshishin comes up 1-for-1 with a home run, batting .410, but he is being affected by that tier 2 reverse splits. Rare pitcher Nadia Macias is a lefty that has reverse splits that affects right-handers and switch hitters. And it doesn't matter as Babshishin pushes that one into right field, and it's another base hit. So 3 consecutive hits for the Outlaws offense here with 2 outs, a home run followed by 2 singles, and now Justice Colon is a switch hitter, and we'll see her bat from the right side, so she is going to be affected by that reverse splits. She's still tense as well. And she gets a base hit, sends it up to the middle, and B-Buck is going to be sent home. He's heading around the corner, and he gets caught at third, or at home. Nice throw from the center fielder, Marcel Hornblower, I believe that was. And B-Buck, it does require a perfect throw, and that's exactly what it was. I was going to say we should have held him, but it would have turned us to Liliana Fowler at the bottom of the order, and I feel like it was worth giving the try there. That's so frustrating. Either way, we got the home run from Ramon Lee, making it 3-0. Rince Shaw falling behind quickly here, 3-0. And with his composed trade at max, that helps boost him back up to a full count. And now he gets a strikeout there. Legend Buckley comes up 0-for-1 and tense. The catcher has no contact right now, but does have tier 2 bad ball hitter. And consistent means he's probably going to stay tense for a long while here. Takes a strike there, so 1-1 count here in the top of the 5th, and then 1 goes foul, so it's going to be 1-2, and Rince Shaw gets another strikeout. And he has been on another level in this game, just absolutely brilliant so far. Whistle Thornton comes up, who struck out his last time up, and that's going to be it for Rince Shaw as he hands it over to Crisp Lopside, who comes into this one locked in. Crisp had a day off last time. Comes into this one already in a good place with a high-pressure situation. 1-2 count, and Thornton swings through strike 3, way out of the zone, but that nasty curveball of Chris Lopside is just so tempting to look at and swing at, and that's a strikeout. So nice, clean inning for the Outlaws. Rince Shaw had an amazing performance today, found himself in one tough situation, and he was able to battle out of it. And now we'll see what we can do here in the bottom of the 5th for a little bit of reinforcement for our bullpen. 1-2 count here for Macias against Fowler, and she gets a Fowler there. And then makes contact, but pulls it, and Hornblower is in first base. So I don't know who the center fielder is for the Pythons right now. It's probably a name that's pretty obvious, but I've been overlooking it today, unfortunately. Here comes Cannon Avery, also affected by the reverse splits. 100 mile an hour on that fastball, the elite 4-seam fastball. And a strike drops in the zone, that curveball. And up the middle, diving for it is Lorelei Von Crum. 10% chance for her to miss that one, says StatTrax. And it's going to be an infield single for the slow-footed Cannon Avery. He reaches base for Rock Quintana, who's locked in right now, with a chance to get on base for his 3rd time. And he did get caught stealing last time, but we're going to see if he can get himself to the base first. 1 out, 1 on, and he takes a strike there on that elite 4-seam fastball. 2-2, stays low and outside, so that'll be full count. And there's an off-speed pitch. Oh, he liked it, and he got underneath it, unfortunately. His eyes got real big on that one, and he pops it into shallow left center field for out number 2. So we'll turn to Tony Centercut, who's struggled today, batting 0-for-2 with 2 strikeouts. Looking to see if he can maybe redeem himself in this one. He is getting that debuff as well. Nadia Macias has been really impactful when it comes to debuffing these hitters. 2 strikes already, and fouls 1 off. Misses the zone there, so 1-2. And that one muscled into right field, but it's going to die just in front of the warning track. Henry Fernandez catches that for out number 3. And we got another base hit from Cannon Avery, but can't do anything with it. And we head to the top of the 6th with a chance for Chris Blopside to try and close things out here for the Outlaws offense. And that ball hit into center field and right in front of Dalton Babshishin. Thought he had a chance to make a play on it. Instead, he plays it smart and he pulls up, gets that off the bounce. So it's going to be a leadoff base hit to start things here in the top of the 6th. Pythons down by 3, so not that far out of it. And that one fisted off the end of the bat. Ramon Lee over to Rock Quintana, over to first. Justice Colon gets the double play. Crisp and clean for Chris Blopside, inducing the double play, and bases are empty with 2 outs. And Lorelei Von Crum is the last chance and last hope for the Pythons here. And maybe their playoff chances, and there it is, as that ball gets popped up, and Rock Quintana catches that for out number 3, and the Outlaws' quiet offense today, outside of 3 hits, 3 big hits, but they end up doing the job as the Outlaws shut out the Pythons 3-0. 5 hits for the Pythons, 9 hits for the Outlaws. 5 hits came from 2 from Aiden Heaves, who overcame a tense day, 1 from Eliana Chambers, and 2 more from Gustav Lambert. And that was really all that the Pythons could muster up. No other offense to find there. For the Outlaws, 2 for 3 day from Rock Quintana. The only blemish that he had was that caught stealing attempt. Cannon Avery with a base hit there in the last inning. We saw 2 strikeouts from Tony Centercut, which is just very uncharacteristic of him. But we saw solo shots from Elias, from Ramon, and from Dalton. That was all of the scoring that we needed, and that's what helped us to get to the victory today. Grayson Finley, all things considered, pitched really well. 3 2/3, giving up 5 hits, 3 solo home runs, and he struck out 7. This is kind of crazy. He got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 outs. He got 11 outs, 7 via strikeout. That's really impressive. Nadia Macias came in and just shut us down, gave up 4 hits and 1 1/3, but that was it. No runner came across after she came in. For the Outlaws, no, I mean, what can we say? Rince Shaw, incredible performance today, going 4 2/3, giving up 4 hits, striking out 6, and not allowing a run. And then Chris Blopside came in, did his job. He gave up 1 hit, but he goes 1 1/3, getting 1 strikeout, and he gets the save for Rince's win there. And the Outlaws rinse off the Pythons, cleaning them up, and finishing this doubleheader against the Pythons. We get the win, and our playoff chances look even better as we head into the last game of the season. So Rince Shaw gets your player of the game, Dalton Babshishin number 2, and Elias Hensley number 3. All right, so that makes us feel a lot better about our chances of getting into the playoffs. We have a few things that we have to review before we get there. I don't know. I guess I'll knock Liliana Fowler because I don't really I'm not really concerned with her coming back. She does nothing other than have a little bit of speed and some decent fielding. I'm going to fast forward to our next game, which is our last game of the season, that being the Marauders. There is one game that the Marauders play against the Burners. We're going to definitely be paying attention to that Burners game as we simulate before we get to ours. And then we'll skip through the rest of them because there are no other games that we're worried about in that sim. So we're going to skip this one. Here's the one we're worried about. Burners can lose 3-1 from the Marauders. We get a little bit of help, and now we have a chance to finally win the division. If we get the win here, it's guaranteed. And if we lose, then we potentially will lose the division. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be Jasmine McSticks of the Marauders facing off against Lily Dubs of the Outlaws. We have seen so much of Jasmine McSticks that I am sick of her. 3-pitch pitcher that just seems to always get the Outlaws offense. Let's take a look at what's happened since the game ended. We got 3 fielding for Chris Blopside. Take that as much as we can get it. Development for Elias, +3 velocity for Crisp, so he's getting a lot of development. -6 arm for Catherine McKinney. That's unfortunate, as somebody who we would be bringing in as um, an offense or a defensive tool. Escrow Thicket gets dropped by the Reapers, and Matthew Bowen gets signed. Not somebody we were targeting, but that's a big get for their rotation. Chance for development for Dalton Babshishin. This would be amazing, actually. Having him with a big hack, when he's up in the count, he has the chance to get a huge boost in power. He always has really good contact. Plus, the extra arm is always going to be helpful. -3 fielding for Jedediah Anger. Development for Justice Cologne. Another chance for her to get left field, which would again be amazing. Canopy Ingrown, a player that we're looking at, loses 3 arm as a third baseman, so that also sucks. Let's take a look at development first. We're not doing this one for Lily. We could do this one for Justice. We could do this one for Dalton. We have room for both of those. Don't want to do this for B. Don't want to do this for Elias. We were looking at this one for Elder Santos, right? Trying to do some quick maths here. Let's see what happens if we combine all 3 of these. So 481, 900 plus... I'm about to sneeze, everyone. Give me 1 second. Whew. All right, sorry about that. All right, so the one for Dalton Babshishin is 313,600, and then the one for Justice is 316,200. It's 1,111,000. If we were to do, so we can do 2 out of these 3. And we could hope that the third one is left for the next game. We definitely got to do this one for Elder, so I think we for sure do this now. I get the junk and accuracy, chance for more junk and accuracy. We lose 1 velocity, and there is a risk that we lose the elite 4-seam fastball. I think we do it. Do we not do it? 12.5%. Such a low chance. I always assume that they're going to lose whatever it is that they could lose. I'm going to bite the bullet here. Let's do it. Elder, come on. Come through for me, buddy. +2 junk. +1 accuracy. We lose 1 velocity. Can we get some more junk? We do not get that. Can we get the 20% chance of more accuracy? We don't. All right, don't lose the elite forcing. We don't lose it. Oh, thank God. So slight buff here is helpful. Not something too significant, but we didn't lose the elite forcing, which is nice. Okay, so now between these 2, we get one now. We get the other one later. Speed and arm for Justice Cologne, and a chance to max out her speed, and also a chance for her to get left field. I'm going to sit her out this next game regardless. Actually, I don't know if I should for the last game of the season. Dalton Babshishin, let's look at this one. 3 arm to 74, chance for +5 arm, so that would put us to 79 arm. And then Big Hack would go +20 power and -10 contact. So it would go down to 75 contact and 61 power when we're in a situation where he is ahead in the count. So I think I'm going to do this one for Dalton, and this will be as we head into the playoffs move. So let's do this one for Dalton. And gets the +5 arm, so +8 arm up to 79. Does not get Big Hack, which is okay, but now Dalton is cooking as a defender. That is impressive. Still got a little pop in that bat from time to time, but he's making good contact. He's great speed. He's a great fielder, and he has got a solid arm now. Really good development for him. The only thing I'm concerned with is if we do any roster moves now, as we won't probably be able to afford this one for Justice. So let's go take a look at those roster moves and see what we might consider here to make these moves. So as we were looking at the team, it's been a minute since I was reviewing everything, so you'll have to forgive me for trying to remember what it was that I was going to do. I might actually just go back and rewatch the last video to see what I was talking about doing before I come into this next one. Oh, I also want to check. Is strained. Okay, so not too bad. It is unfortunate because that is going to affect him. Um, Probably for this next game, we probably won't be able to play him, but we'll see in a second. All right, so who did we start? We started Christian Green. Be nice to bring him in, but he is very expensive, so we definitely won't do that now. Canopy Ingrown. I don't think that's a guy we're interested in right now. Crush Lynch, good defender. There's two traits that we don't need, but she's scholarly if we need that. I guess I was looking at that potentially. Left fielder, Jedediah Anger, competitive with Big Hack. What is he at right now? Plus +0.7. Still a little bit of room there. Catherine McKinney would be only coming in as a defensive option. Let's see. Bitzer Hines was who we were looking to bring in. I'd have to bring him in now. Okay, so this is what we were looking at. So if we bring in Bitzer Hines for Kellen Kirk, we would have to replace one of our scholarly players. And if we were to replace a scholarly player, I think it was. Oh no, well, we were looking at this one for sure too. That boost for the bullpen. But then who else were we looking at? None of these guys that we starred are anything other than scholarly, except for Jedediah Anger. But who would I even bring in for? Yeah, this is. I don't know what I was thinking here. I have to drop a scholarly player. What were we gonna do? What were we gonna do? Jaden Freehold is way too expensive. Could do Fabian Bale again. We didn't even use him. He's well under his value. So if we did that for a Saul, which is unfortunate because Saul's a good defender all around, and we kind of need that backup flexibility. Hmm. The only other option we could consider is somebody else to replace. Oh, we could look at somebody to replace Cannon or Alex. Have to be Hazel. Hazel Ruiz. Nettle Namskull we couldn't bring in because we have Spirited, and Spirited players are at Ramon Lee and Colton Ryan. Ah, shit. So the other option would be replacing Red Nielsen with a different pitcher. I kind of like. I kind of like Cardboard Wildly though. What do we have for infield options? Nobody. Shit. There's Aaron Mastiff, but he's Spirited. So it would have to be like Jaden Freehold, who's expensive right now. Could be Reese Wishwash. Or it could be Fabian Bale, who only plays second base. Oh, shit. I guess the option that we could consider is we bring in Cardboard Wildly now. We bring in What is it? Yeah, Isaiah's really expensive here right now. So I think we bring in Fabian Bale to replace Saul Ferguson. So we do this right here, and that'll ensure that we also get Justice Cologne's option, PDO option. So we do this for this game. We then do shit, that's gonna suck because then we won't get Saul Ferguson back. We won't be able to get re-sign Saul Ferguson because he'll be too expensive. I was gonna say we could do Fabian Bale now and sign Cardboard Wildly and sign Bitzer Hines, and then we would just turn to. I was going to say we could then bring in Isaiah Lowbrow to replace Cardboard Wildly after the next game, and then re-sign Saul Ferguson. But we wouldn't be able to get Saul Ferguson because he's going to be too expensive. So that's really frustrating. Or could we do like Anderson Mackey here to replace Red Nielsen for the last game of the season? That'll drop us down a scholarly, and then we would replace the crafty would go up, but it wouldn't matter because we would have Kellen Kirk leaving for Bitzer Hines. So this would get us right back to where our mode or our chemistry is at right now. And then after the next game, I could I could replace Anderson with Isaiah. And that way we can keep Saul. I want to get Isaiah down one more game so that he could be a little bit more affordable. Because right now that is a very expensive decision to make right there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Swing Barnstormer would be nice too, but he's really expensive. He is right meeting that expectation though. Anderson McMackey. Oh shit, I didn't realize how expensive you are, dude. Damn it. Guess we could do somebody cheap like Knox Collins and just hope that they don't use that pitcher. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Knox Collins for Red Nielsen. It's going to drop us down to that mojo, to that chemistry. Sorry, Red, you pitched well for us, but we're definitely going to upgrade you coming into the playoffs anyways. So there goes Red for Knox. And then we're going to replace Kellen Kirk with Bitzer Hines because Bitzer will get signed if we don't. So we have to make this call now and not the next game. So Bitzer will replace Kellen, who just was so disappointing for us. And that's going to bump us up to $9.4 million in surplus. We keep a lefty. Get clutch for the playoffs. Not excited about the low action of the junk and velocity. It's kind of the same thing we were running into with Kellen. But I'm hoping that Bitzer just performs better than Kellen did. So we'll see what happens there. And then that meets our chemistry expectations again. And now all we have to do is make sure that we check in before the next game or after the next game to replace the relief pitcher. And I'm looking at Tremendous Navarro for that. No, not Tremendous Navarro. I guess we could look at Tremendous Navarro. I don't know how I missed him, but he's a guy I'd look at as well as Isaiah Lowbrow. And I will start swing Barnstormer, even though I won't be able to afford him. And I'm going to get rid of these guys. I guess I'll keep you because you won't meet these other people won't meet our expectations for chemistry. I'll keep what's his name? Fabian Bale. I'll keep you starred too. All right, so that's what we're going to leave things off. The Outlaws win the second game of the doubleheader. That puts us at 9-6, one game away from a 10-6 record for the third consecutive season. We face off against the division trailing Marauders, who are sitting at 6-8 right now. And we're hoping that this win could push us all the way into the first seed of or the second seed of the playoffs, as the Sewer Sneaks have guaranteed themselves the first seed in the playoffs. And that'll be the first time we get a first round bye. Or no, yeah, yeah, we will get a first round. No, we won't. It's four playoff teams. Reapers sitting at the first wild card spot. The Burners sitting at the second wild card spot. It'll be very scary to see them get in. How well they've been playing. The Pythons have to win their next game and hope for a couple of losses for both the Burners and the Reapers to find themselves making it into the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for joining once again. This has been a really, really wild roller coaster of a season, but we are approaching the end of it, and we're going to see how this all plays out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.